Hi, so it's go time. I'm just going to give you my biography. If you want to be my friend, if you've sent me friend requests, that's really wonderful. I mean, I just wanted you to make sure you really wanted to be my friend because I will post things that you might not like. Or you might be offended at occasionally, and it's just like I'm just being me. So, I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. It's like my life. Like one time the electricity went out and I called the power company and he said, "Is that a dog yelping in the background?" No, it's just one of my kids. It's just, it's like we're a bit like, well, we're a bit touched. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just a bit, I overreact to things. I've been working on not overreacting to things. It's not a puppy, it's a person here. You shouldn't be yelping like that. Now stop it. Calm yourself down. Get a hold of yourself. Please get a hold of yourself. Right? I mean, it's just like, oh my God. I don't know what it is. Is it like paranoia or autism? I think it might be autism, causing the problems that I've had. I've had it difficult in my life. I would say I've had a very difficult life trying to interact with people, and people just think you're a complete nerd and a goofball, but it's because somehow I don't process things properly. That's just my opinion about myself. It's like, I used to cry uncontrollably when I was his age. I used to just cry and cry and cry. It's like, you don't understand. I would do that if my parents even tried to like discipline me in any way. I would just cry uncontrollably for like an hour. Nobody can take that. Who can live with that? I don't know. I mean, why did God? I don't think God designed us to be autistic necessarily, but He could use that as a tool. When you become a kind person and you're just like oversensitive, it's like you're very uber compassionate, which is what I think I have become. I just try, like waiting behind the old lady in the produce aisle. It's like, old lady, can you get a move on? But it's like, well, just remember, just keep in mind, someday you might be an old lady who can't move very well or very quickly, and you might be foggy in your decision making. Well, God help me. Don't let that ever happen to me, because I just don't want to be that way. I'm sorry. I'm not that foggy. I will not be foggy. I shall not be foggy. Yeah, maybe I gained a little bit of weight, so what? It's like, maybe I'm a little bit fat. I never wanted to be fat, but I was born fat, and I was a fat toddler, I was a fat teenager, and I had a brief period of actually being a skinny thin person. It's like, well, I, I mean, I know I have a small bone structure. I'm a very thin person. I'm very Asiatic. I'm like I'm almost dwarf like, because I have very short arms, I have short legs, I have small bones, and I don't need to be. You don't realize I actually am a very obese person, but I get away with just looking like I'm normal because you think I'm white, but I'm not really sure that I'm white. Oh well, you've done Ancestry.com, haven't you? Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I have. I'm a white person. It's like, why do you look so weird? Well, the short answer is because I got the gypsy on me. I mean, it's like, I got the gypsy on me. But, recently a relative had a procedure done, and the doctor said, well, in my culture, the ring you're wearing wards off evil. So I'm like, okay, I'm warding off the evil eye because I'm a primitive person. You have to realize that I predict things because it's in my blood. I'm a gypsy. I mean, you can't. You can take the gypsy out of the jungle, but you can't take the jungle out of the gypsy. I mean, you just can't. I mean, it's just like, it's what I do. I just prognosticate. It's like, when I post things, I don't even know what it's supposed to mean, but I feel as if I'm trying to tune into God's channel. God's channel for me and might not be God's channel for you. I'm sorry, I'm not like white and blonde and, fat and rich. I mean, I'm a little bit fat. Not as fat as you are, probably. Yeah. Sorry. I'm a little resentful here, Being one of the scullery maids, which I am in God's kingdom, I clean up your messes, I help you to just do the right thing. Should you commit adultery? No, I mean, I had a parent who did that. I mean, I had another parent who fornicated without apologies. I mean, I'm like, well, I might have children in Puerto Rico. Well, you might very well have children. I might have cousins in Puerto Rico. Is it right for you to just fornicate and then, oh, well, abortion is wrong? Well, if abortion's so wrong, why you create babies in the first place that you have no intention of supporting or paying for? I mean, I'm giving you both sides here. Come on, guys. This is a long conversation. Maybe it's not as long as it should be. But I got to keep it under 15 minutes because I am trying to save a little bit of money, as I usually do. Sometimes. I mean, with my brother dying, that was kind of a shock. It's like him being born, it was great. Because my mother was pregnant at some point, and then she lost the baby supposedly, but she wouldn't stop smoking. She was like a chain smoker. It probably aborted the baby. She didn't care. She didn't want another kid. And that's just my opinion of my mother. She didn't care. I mean, she just kind of was a psychopathic person who didn't really have human feelings. I mean, that's how I feel about my mother. I'm sorry, maybe that's the way some of my kids feel about me. Maybe you could change your mind eventually, but it's like, she even wanted to give my dog an abortion. It's like, I think she's pregnant. We need to get her an abortion. I'm like, oh no, that's wrong, Mom. You can't kill puppies. It turned out the dog wasn't pregnant, but it just kind of shows you my mother's character. She was willing to get an abortion to puppies. Oh, Jesus Christ, have mercy on myself. I mean, really, that's my example. And I said, I want to preserve my virginity until marriage. Well, she wouldn't support that either, But you should preserve your virginity. And, you got to be married. In the beginning, God created man and woman. And if you don't want to marry a woman, then just be a single celibate person like St. Paul. I mean, it's fine, there's no problem with that. Just don't fornicate. Don't commit adultery. Don't murder. Don't steal knowingly and willingly. Just please don't shoplift. Please, just return things that you haven't paid for to the store, which I have done recently. I actually had to go back in and pay for something recently because it's like, I know it's only $2, but I realized I had it in my cart and I hadn't scanned it. So will you please, God is judging you every moment of the day, every thought, every utterance. God is, he's watching, he's listening. He hears your heart. He knows your mind. He forgives you for little things you can't help. But please, if you want to go to heaven, you better straighten up and fly right. Thank you very much. Goodbye.